Good evening, folks. Welcome to another stream. We got some cool stuff to show off tonight, some news stuff, and some kind of spoilery stuff that we're going to share with you. So I think we're just going to dive right into it. We're going to start off with some Entropy 01 stuff with the relight. We got some stuff with the relight to show off, and we've also got some sort of stun stick changes to show off as well, which is fun. And then we're going to move into Entropy 02. And we got a lot of stuff in there. If you want, we can wrap up with a Q&A as well at the end. So I'm just going to go over to Discord now, and we're going to sort of see who's with us and get this party started. Say hello, guys.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Who's here tonight? Go on, I'll let you guys do it.
Are we live?
We are live.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Oh.
live. It's all good.
Hi. I'm 1UpD, helping with the programming for Entropy 02.
I'm CW3D. I'm the sound designer for Entropy 02.
Hello, I'm Trivy. I'm the voice of Bad Cop and senior lighting coordinator.
He is actually, definitely. And I think after the work that you've done with Entropy 02, Entropy 01, you could probably move on to Entropy 02 when we're post-alpha.
Yeah.
If it's
I
not
definitely
really
want to
good idea.
grab Chapter 3 when Blix is done with it.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that's a really good point. I need to pester him. There are assets that I need still for Chapter 3, because as soon as I have them, I can chuck them in, and then you can have Chapter 3, Trivy,
Yeah.
to do what you need to do with it. Right. I'm just gonna pull up. There we go. So what have we been up to? Do you want me to start? Because I've been doing all sorts of things, really. I've been working on turning Chapter 4 into nighttime, which you'll see later on. And just basically working on Chapter 4, really. And every now and then pushing beta builds of Entropy 01 that we have. 1Up, you've been doing all sorts of stuff, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. I've been working on migrating all of our code changes from our sort of messy in development Entropy 02 repository to a repository that's going to store both EZ1 and EZ2, and helping with when Blixabon releases MapBase, we're going to actually merge MapBase in with that repository. So kind of we're taking all the code, putting it in one place, and we're going to get all these brand new features for EZ2. At the same time, I'm working on Chapter 2 Map 3, which we showed at the last stream.
Yeah, if it's okay with you, 1Up, I'd like to show that off again tonight, because I really like that map, and I think it'd be cool
Oh,
for
absolutely.
other people to see it. That'd be cool.
The section I added is very under detailed, but it's all alpha, so totally.
Yeah, that's a good point. Everything you see tonight is alpha, so there's, things that aren't final. Just bear that in mind when you're seeing it. CW, you've been doing sounds and stuff, haven't you? That's your thing.
Yep. I've been working on sounds. Mainly, I've been focused on Chapter 4's sounds. So, since we included the bull squid in that, mainly I've been doing new bull squid sounds, and as well as new ambient sounds, which if we showing off Chapter 4, which I'm pretty sure we are, you might hear those.
Yeah,
but
we're
they're kind
showing.
of quiet.
I gotta say, actually, those ambients are amazing. What they've done to those maps is really good. Like, they're great. It's really nice.
100%. Yes.
It's great. Drivy, you've been doing all sorts, haven't you?
Yeah, I did some more voice work for Bad Cop for Chapter 4. I haven't really been doing a lot of work on Entropy 01 because I've done the main bit of it now, so it's just testing and refining on some of the feedback that I get. And working on the deployment that I'm doing for Entropy 01 as well. Though it's kind of come to a stop at the moment because I've run out of ideas, so that's on hold at the moment until I can think of what to do next.
It happens, I'm just firing up Entropy 01 here, just so we can show off some of the changes in a minute.
Oh yeah, one that I made recently is the beginning of chapter 4. I've read a lot of reviews about people not understanding how to shoot the big glowy hole to turn off the lasers. So I had an idea where the lasers and the big glowy thing flash as if the power is sort of unstable, and that should hopefully make the player draw a connection between the two and sort of realize, maybe if I shoot that thing with this thing, it'll turn off.
It's cool. I like the changes that you've made. I think it makes sense. A lot of players seem to have trouble. First-time players seem to have trouble with that bit. So I probably could have telegraphed that a bit better when I was making Entropy Zero. So, yeah, we've all been really busy. I mean, I know we've been quiet, and that's just because things on my end have been like super busy with my working life. My actual working real life stuff has been crazy. So I haven't really had much time to be posting stuff, but we're working very hard as usual, which is cool. So I think what we'll do is we're just going to jump into Entropy 01, just get straight in and show off some of the changes that we've got.
Yeah.
What map should we start with, Trivy?
I think chapter 4 is a good one. Show off the flashy lasers and see if it gives anybody epilepsy.
Okay, let's have a look. Oh yeah, and I want to say, we're hoping that YouTube is going to behave tonight, because we had some trouble last time where YouTube was being a complete pain and it was lagging during gameplay and stuff like that. So I'm really hoping it's going to be okay.
Speaking of the Relight update version 4, whatever you want to call it, we were sort of thinking about giving our elite Combine Soldier people in the Discord some access to that to test it out.
Oh yeah, we talked about that today. Absolutely, that would be nice to do that, I think. Oh god, I don't remember how to solve this puzzle.
It's actually deceptively simple and easy, but when you're there, it's like, what the fuck am I doing?
So yeah, so Trivia, I've got this, I've got the lasers and flashy lights. I like what you've done.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it should, so hopefully, because as soon as you open that door, you see the lasers flashing, and then obviously the flashing thing at the top draws your attention, and you have an AR2 ball right there, and you sort of try and, it should, hopefully, in the player's mind, connect the two together.
I'm hoping that with all of these signs, players are able to put together like a picture. That's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it could be made any more obvious now. There's a giant arrow, it flashes really obnoxiously, there's AR2 balls right there.
Yeah.
It's like, if you can't figure it out now, you're probably a Let's Player.
You're probably a Let's Player.
I don't know. Everything always seems more obvious to designers. So, like, the original version probably seemed obvious when Redman was making it.
Yeah,
but it's when you're actually playing something the first time, it's a very different mindset. So it's easy for us to point and laugh now, but like it's not how it is when you're actually first experiencing it.
I absolutely agree, except for now, because now it should be obvious. Like, I don't know how more obvious you can make it now.
No, it's good though. I learned a lot from that. You know, there's a lot of the issues from Entropy 01 I managed to learn from them. Things like pointing the player in the right direction and stuff like that, and not making assumptions about what players are going to think or do. It's kind of a difficult thing to master.
Yeah, so the lighting changes in Chapter 4 are a lot more subtle than in some areas of the game. I ramped up the exposure so that the light seems to reach a lot further into darker areas. I turned off some of the hard fall off on some of the lights so that they spread out more, but it still keeps that sort of very dark and moody atmosphere. And the color correction, as you know, I've actually changed that a bit because I realized there's actually a bug in Source when it comes to color correction, where depending when you set it and then you save it, it actually saves it to double the intensity than you intended. So in the original Entropy 0, red shows up as like this weird sort of blue. So all the red lasers weren't red, they were like this weird sort of blue, and I was like, why is that? Went in, looked at the color correction, and it looked red when I turned it on. I was like, what's going on? Learned about the bug, so then I fixed that, so now it's not, red is red, it's not.
Yeah, it's actually not double the intensity either. And I gotta say, I love this room, Trivy, with the projected textures.
No, those were already in there.
Yeah, I had to turn them off because I think the code that I had at the time wasn't put it this way, we've made changes to our projected texture code over the course of Entropy 02's development. And it's way more feasible now. Oh my god, these ports are just kicking my ass.
But yeah, the projected texture in there is very, very cool.
It's really
Oh shit,
nice.
rip.
I mean, it's essentially what I envisioned it would be when I made it, but obviously I had to turn them off because of complications. Oh my god, I just completely destroyed myself again. Buckshot mouthwash.
And yeah, after this next area, I noticed that the corridor that leads up into like the next bit was like super dark. You needed your night vision, so
Yeah.
I fiddled with the lighting in there as well. You can see more, and the shadows are nicer as well once you beat the forts in this bit.
It's funny actually playing this first tonight, seeing as I've been working on sort of a kind of a fort fight in Chapter 4.
Yes.
Where is he? I'm really scared now because I've got like. Oh! Come on, please tell me that was the last one. Actually, step in here, it's faster. Yeah, so this is really nice.
Thank you.
I love it, Trivy.
Oh, it was very nice of you to say.
You done good, lad.
You done good, lad. That'll do, Trivy. It's beautiful.
So there you go. That corridor isn't just a pitch black hole
Yeah.
now. You sort
You
of
can
see
actually
it.
see.
And added that extra light at the end of the corridor there just to light it up a bit.
Man, it's been so long since I played through this, probably.
Your mind is opaque. Clearly we see.
What other maps did we want to check, Trevor? Did we want to continue with Chapter 4?
I don't know. You can do what you like, to be honest. I can't remember what other maps are impressive, really.
How about...
Because you checked out Chapter 3 before, didn't you?
Yeah.
That was like the. That wasn't the updated
No, that
version.
wasn't the updated version. We could go to Chapter
Oh!
3.
Yeah, go to Chapter 3 because, yeah, you had an older version last time.
I sure did. I'm just going to turn this background music down for a minute. There we go. Yeah, so Chapter 3. We played it last time on the stream, I think, but it wasn't the up-to-date version that we have now.
Yeah, my only... Yeah, because before that map had a lot of projected textures in it, and there was one in particular that was really annoying me due to a bug where it casts backwards. And plus, that piled on with the issue where if any little bit of projected texture like hits decal, it makes it super bright.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. I don't know. That really annoyed me when I was making Entropy Zero. That bug just drove me mad. Nobody seemed to have an answer for that. It's so nice though. Yeah. Did you
oh yeah,
mention-
that entire area is way brighter now.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's really nice. There's a light out here now.
And the shadows, yeah. Any time that there's something that's going to cast a nice shadow, like yeah, ramp up those look scale. Sorry,
Oh.
ramp down scales.
Yay! Oh god. Mother of God.
You can use the fast zombie bit really easily by just hiding under the
You
stairs.
can just stick under there. Yeah.
The train, excuse me, the train wheels thing, did that always fall? I don't remember seeing
Yeah,
that
yeah.
ever.
You
Yep.
can shoot it down if you like. It's just the explosions.
That's really cool.
It's a nice little touch. Oh, you made up here a bit brighter. I like that. There is a
Yep.
bug with this achievement. Sorry, go on, Trivia.
Sorry, I was just saying, yeah, this is another level where I bumped the exposure up a bit to make those dark areas carry the light more.
Oh, you know what we haven't shown off yet? The stun stick
Oh,
changes.
yeah!
Oh, dude, this is great. Okay, so we wanted to do something that was similar to Opposing Forces Wrench. So now we can charge up the stun stick and give it a good old whack. It's pretty cool. You can actually fling props with it, can't you?
Yeah,
Uh,
Yeah.
Quite nice.
What I really like is if you hit somebody with full charge and they die, they have this little electricity effect that spasms their body a bit.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I'll see if I can. Will that work on zombies? I'll try that in a minute.
Yep. It works on zombies, head crabs, citizens, just about anything.
That's awesome.
I'm trying to remember what it can't affect. There's like one or two things, but I don't recall. Pretty much anything you go up against in the game.
I'm gonna go smack something in the face. Whoa! Oh yeah, look, there he goes. Look. That's fantastic. I love it. Okay, come on. Okay. Oh, they got me. They killed me. I love it. Like little touches like that, just great. Let's see. You see myself using that to get 10. Oh, lordy.
I don't know how I managed. I somehow managed to complete the entirety of C3-2 with the stun stick. And
like how
only
it,
the stun stick.
Did you? The second I like how it lights up the environment. That's a really nice touch.
It's a little bit of a hack. It's actually like it's the same glow that your gun makes when you fire.
Oh, so it's using a dynamic, like a muzzle flashlight.
Yep, exactly. And the electrical effect is actually shared with the super gravity gun. Half-Life 2. I think I got the idea because Blixabon was doing some stuff with that and roller mines for EC2, and then I think that just refreshed my memory. I was like, oh hey, hold on, there's this electrical thing. So I'm really happy with the way it looks.
It's really nice, and that's going to be a nice bit of flavour for when you're sort of using it. So I turned down the volume on the game thing. It was like incredibly loud.
Yeah, so I added that light next to the train tracks as well. That's sort of flickery, I suppose, because that's pitch black before as well.
Yeah, this is nice. This whole tunnel was completely black, I think. And what I really like around this corner here, you've got this nice little ceiling hatch. That's really nice.
Oh yeah, because that was also pitch black. So I was like,
also
what can I do here?
Yeah.
Yeah, originally that light that shines through those grates and casts that nice shadow on the wall, that was originally the projected texture, and that was a really annoying one because it would shine backwards into the corridor behind it and cause the decals to fucking glow, and it was just pulling my hair out about it.
I love how this light is now flickering and it was static.
Yeah, because you blew up the yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And this is nice as well. I actually took a page out of your book with that and did that in Entropy 02 for the powerhouse.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool. He's asleep now. That's nice.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah, turret's going off. This is such a great looking map now. Like,
I'm really happy with the orange room. Yeah, that looks really sweet now, I think.
So nice. Yeah. It's such a nice contrast as well to the sort of the grey-blue sort of areas of the subway.
The only thing that I'd really like for that area that I don't think is possible is for the chain link fence to actually cast a shadow, but obviously
if you use
it should with Slarty's compiler.
Yeah, with Slarty you can do that, Trivy.
You
You can turn on texture shadows for like things like that.
Aren't those on by default with his version of VRAD though? I'm surprised it's not showing up already. It might be something to do with the materials properties. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, do you have to have like a? Did you see that? That was so random. What the hell? There you go. Look, I've just discovered a bug in Entropy 0 that I never knew was a thing. There's no.
Oh, did you just throw the?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay. That's a bug.
Can you walk through it yourself?
Nope. You shoot through it.
How strange.
That is hilarious. Can I put the turret through it? No?
Oh, I know what it'll be. It's because it uses a player clip, I think, to prevent the player going through, because the prop itself is actually... Because you want to be able to shoot through it, so I think you made the props without collision.
It should be just a regular clip.
That's just funny that the wrench went... The thingy went through it.
Well, you could make it a regular clip, and then it would block
Just clip it and block
props.
it. Yeah. Would that block bullets?
Can NPCs jump? No, clips don't
It
block
just-
bullets.
That's it, man. Yeah, because it's raycast. Yeah,
Here's some more subtle changes. These sexy shadows that weren't there
yeah,
before.
these are
'cause the
really
light
nice.
scale
I was
was-
just admiring
yeah.
these. I mean, look at that. That is a sexy ass shadow.
Yeah.
That's some fat shadowing there.
Oh yeah, and this holdout area is a lot brighter now because of all the red lights aren't
This is
clipped
nice.
anymore.
The little orange, the orange lights on the suit chargers are great. I love it. I want to do more of that in Entropy 02. Oh lord.
Because yeah, before I don't know why, but you put like a hard fall off on all the lights around here, so I took them off, and now the red light glows everywhere, and you can actually see.
I honestly, I can't remember why I did that. I was probably trying to create shadows, but I mean, reasonings. I can't remember.
Long time ago.
It was a long time ago. I remember building this map. I'd stay up really late with Entropy 01.
Didn't this map originally have a stalker in it? Because there was a screenshot posted during the development.
It may well have
Yeah.
done. CW. I went through a lot of changes because I had a bit of creative block before I actually built the end of this map, and I didn't know where to take it.
Alright.
So I probably did play with different ideas, like with stalkers and stuff like that. This is really nice as well. The light sort of pours out of the space. Do you know what? That
Yes,
is-
because some people I noticed they were mentioning that they like didn't see that they had to escape through that area before,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Oh man,
I
I've
didn't
been
make
stuck
it
in this wave
clear
for
enough.
ages."
Didn't make it clear enough. Yeah, it's really nice. Has much changed in the stalker map? I can't remember.
Not very. I mean, there's yes and no. I enhanced some of the light that is there. I didn't add any more because the whole point of the stalker section is that the darkness is your enemy, and you got to use the flares
Yep.
to light yourself a path. I didn't want to add any light to that. It kind of, remove the point
Yep.
of it. But yeah, I added some glow to those charges there.
It's really nice.
There was also like a generator that's on somewhere further in the level. Added some light to that, and that casts some nice eerie light in there. There's a thing there's a gate that opens, right? You wait for the stalker, and then he opens the gate for you. I'm not very proud of what I've done with it because the projected textures are so janky. It ends up like, especially with the flares, the performance tanks, and it ends up looking kind of janky because there's like a hard fall off for projected textures. So it like travels down the corridor and then abruptly stops, and it looks really weird.
The Z
But
plane.
it casts some really nice shadows on the gate when it opens and when it's just sitting there that you couldn't achieve with just a regular standard source spotlight or whatever. So it's like,
We'll head down there. We'll see that, and then we could look at what other maps have we changed. We've got the intro's changed, hasn't it?
Yep. Intro's got a lot of change in it.
Lot of change. Should I try cheesing it with the?
Yeah, try
Look at
cheesing
that.
it.
That's hilarious.
Oh, with the barnacle grabbing the fast zombie.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm charging up the stun stick at the minute to light the way. You could really
Oh,
cheese
that's
it.
actually that's a cheat. Oh, that's a
That's
good cheat.
amazing. I really like it though because it's temporary. I don't know. I quite like that.
Yeah, that's pretty clever.
It's kind of
It's
like a.
temporary, and
Yeah.
you're also vulnerable.
It's right.
Yeah.
You're sort of because you could hit a zombie with it. You're not going to do much to it.
So hard.
Kind of almost like Doom 3 a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, with that bit when you're escorting that, I never forget that. That fucking. Why people make these escort sequences? You know what? You're gonna laugh your ass off, but that was actually what inspired this.
Oh, I can totally see that.
Yeah.
To be fair, I didn't mind that section in Doom 3. I like Doom 3 overall.
Doom 3 was
Although I
great.
played the BFG edition, so I didn't play the authentic experience with the flashlight limited.
Oh, did you have the taped flashlight to the gun, or was that a mod? I
Yeah.
think it was a mod. Oh, did they make that?
Yeah,
edition?
and the BFG edition has that too.
Oh my god. Good times though, playing Doom 3. Ah, takes me way back. When I
Oh
was
yeah,
a
you can
wee
see that the
boy.
glowing med station, which gives a little light. That's the only added
And
light in
that's
this
really
area.
nice though, because if you're struggling, you could just see that and go straight to it. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? It's like a beacon of hope.
Yeah, I don't know why that big wooden wheel thing is lit so weirdly, because the light from the spotlight above it does not reach it at all.
No,
Yeah, it still gets lit.
I don't know. Source props, man. Man,
Source is fucking weird.
it is weird.
There you go. So at the very end of that
Oh,
corridor,
yes.
that gate is being lit by projected textures, but you'll notice that it like abruptly cuts off halfway down the corridor.
You got like clipping here. Yeah, is that like shadow map fighting? Oh
I have
crap!
no idea.
It's almost like it's fighting for the. It's almost like a planar thing. I don't know. I don't know, man. What am I? Some sort of.
It is quite a complex shadow because there's two light sources from two different directions that are casting through that grate there.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking, is it worth it, like
That's the
having
thing.
it as a dynamic? Because I'm really not sure about it. Because one, it takes
That's the
FPS,
whole
and we're not
exactly.
there for long anyway.
Yeah, it was more just an idea of look, there's the bug of the fucking spotlight
Yeah, look at
casting
that.
backwards.
Oh, was
High
that the
voltage.
wrong? It looked like the wrong shadow map was showing up for a second because there was like a balcony that was appearing.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. No, I think I'm wrong. That was actually the
God.
balcony. There. Probably
Yeah.
sounds like I'm just rambling.
Ah.
Never mind.
Sorry, I just murdered the stalker.
Oh no! So yeah, that whole that's just an experiment really to see if I could make that gate cast a nice shadow with projected textures and seeing if it just worked. And yeah, the performance impact plus the fact that it
Yeah.
looks janky when you get far away from it, I'm not sure if it's worth it. It's a shame. really.
I can feel it when I'm firing the AR2. It just lags because obviously the AR2 is
Yeah.
obviously adding an extra layer of light.
I mean, you haven't even lit any flares. When you have flares in that area, it's like,
Let's
oh
kill
fuck.
it. Let's fucking go for it. Oh my god. Oh yeah. FPS is tanked. Holy crap.
It does look very nice when the gate lifts though, and the shadow moves with it.
I
It
did
looks
see
good,
that.
but it's at the same time so janky and hits performance so much. It's like, I
It's
want it, but I
lagging
can't.
right now. This is lagging like hell. I just lit a load of flares. I should
Yeah.
not have done that.
This is why I was like, can we optimize flares more? They're so fucking
Completely
laggy.
fucking tank. They're super laggy. Even in I used to play with flares when episode 1 came out. I used to map and I used to do kind of all crazy shit with flares. Ah, man, even back then it just used to lag like shit.
Did you notice in Chapter 3, Map 1, when you blew up those barrels and the flares turned on and flew everywhere, that your
It just
FPS
tanked,
tanked?
yeah, completely. I couldn't do shit. See, then you get this kind of lighting, and I love that.
That does look very
It's
nice.
amazing. Oh god, it's Doom 3. Literally Doom 3, guys. Entropy Zero is now. We're going to port it to the fucking id Doom engine and use Q
Oh, no.
Radiant.
Oh god.
Mother
I-
of dog.
I was reading about that recently because I was wondering how does Doom 3 have such perfect shadows, and why don't we see those, in other games between Doom 3 and some of the more recent engines? And it's because they use a very different sort of algorithm for their shadows, and it means that their maps have to be a lot smaller. Like all of Doom 3 is pretty much in confined spaces. There
Yeah.
couldn't be a map like Highway 17 that wouldn't work with the lighting in Doom.
That's right.
So that's why that technique is not used as much outside of that game.
Great game, though. But
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
But it's funny because actually, we're thinking about it. You can see how they designed it then around that limitation. They obviously
Right.
decided that the shadows was such a good, graphical option that it was like a trade-off. It was either going to be expansive, open-wide gameplay, or they were just going to go with the shadows and design it around these like confined spaces. Which I think I kind of understand why they did it, because it sort of plays, I guess, into the horror element of that game.
Or the horror plays into that. I feel like between their limitations with the number of NPCs and the limitations of the size of maps, that's probably why they wanted it to be survival horror. It's like they just can't do big combat encounters. It would
Yeah.
tank their performance, so they kind of narrowed the whole scope of the game down. to be more of a horror.
Do we want to look at any other maps before we go on to Entropy 02's new stuff?
Let's have a look at the itinerary.
What else have we got Entropy 01 wise?
You probably don't want to look at the deployment, right? It's not ready yet.
Spooky, no. Plus, you don't have the most updated
Okay.
version yet.
Yeah,
I mean, it's going to be
Right.
pretty short, so if you show it off, it's just like, well, that's it.
yeah, that's fine.
Want it to be
I'm
a
really
surprise to
excited
people.
to play it.
Well,
I know
give me
you
some
don't-
ideas. I need ideas.
Yeah, actually, could you send the most recent version again? I feel like I just asked that. You probably already did send it. but,
I'll send it again. Don't worry. I'll do it now.
What's the name of my
Yeah.
deployment map? Have you guys played my deployment map? I'm trying to figure out what the name is. I can't remember what it's called.
You just
Is
made
it
a
the-
deployment map?
Well, I started making one, didn't I? Oh, it's not
It
in
was-
it's not in the Steam build. I could have shown that off. Just the beginning part of it.
Oh, the training map.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't think we've had our hands on that at all.
What did I even call it? I have to find it. It's not even in my. Where the hell is it? It's in fact it's buried in my VMF store. What the hell did I call it? It's kind of like deployment because I showed that off a long time ago, but I've never done it on stream. I don't think. Where the hell is it? Deployment. Just bear with me, because if I can find it, it would be really cool. You get to see the beginning of it. I wonder how much of it's changed actually with the new. If anything's changed in the map. Hang on. I swear it's just called deployment. I don't know. I'll have to find it. It's buried in my files here. That's a shame. I wanted to get that out. Oh well.
I think
I am looking. What were you going to say? Have you got a copy?
no. I think I saw the VMF for your deployment at one point, but I don't remember what it was called, and I don't remember where I saw it either. I just noticed there was a map that I wasn't familiar with. I was like, "Oh, what's this?" That might have been
Yeah.
a really old version.
It's got a different name, which is why I'm sort of scouring for it now. It's something like AZ_deployment or something like that. It's a bit different. I don't know. BG, that's background, intro. It's really cool. I've got all the old VMFs here as well from like 2017. I've got some of these VMFs. It's great. I got one called Funny. I wonder what that is. Look at that again sometime. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I'm derailing the stream here. So the lighting stuff, Entropy 01, we're planning on maybe giving elite members of Discord beta access to that, so they can test it. I think if you guys are cool, I mean, I'm happy to do that.
No.
We
Yep.
just, I mean, if we have to do any sort of top secret beta stuff, I can always make another beta repo or whatever, and we can just push into that top secret. Like if we want to be testing deployments and stuff, because
Oh yeah.
at some point we're going to need to put in the menu changes, so like the deployment, and we need to be testing that, launching
we can have,
deployments
like,
and stuff.
Beta public, beta private.
Yep, we can do that. And we can just give folks a look at the relight. We'll have to figure out how we would deal with feedback, but we can deal with all that later on. But yeah, I really like it. I think it looks great. The mod just looks amazing compared to sort of vanilla Entropy 0. It's nice to be able to...
I don't know how I'm going to top my version 3 trailer though.
Oh yeah, that was nice trailer. I mean, I was thinking about this the other day as well. We're gonna have to do a chapter 4 trailer, aren't we?
Trailer. I mean, I did a teaser.
A teaser.
I don't think we've done a trailer for the chapters before.
Didn't you do a? Am I
I
thinking?
did a teaser for chapter 4. Yeah.
Did you do a trailer for chapter 3 though? After we finished chapter 3, I can't remember.
No, I did a teaser for chapter 3, but not a trailer.
Oh, that's right. With
I
Will.
think-
Yeah.
There was like a little trailer after the end of chapter 3. I can't remember who edited that.
I think Brad did that.
Did I do that? Oh god,
I
see, I
think you
don't remember, man. I'm so fucking busy. Okay, so chapter 4. In fact, what we'll do is we'll show off 1UP's map first. So we'll show off chapter 2 map 3. Is it? Yeah.
Yep.
Chapter 2 map 3. We'll go through a bit of that again, and then we're going to look at chapter 4. And in chapter 4, that's the spoilery stuff. I won't go on to it without warning, but there is some cool shit to be seen in chapter 4.
It's not like major plot spoilers or anything like that. It's just if you're the kind of person that wants to, see things for the first time yourself, then yeah.
Yep.
I haven't played today's build, so I feel like I'm going to get spoiled.
Avert
you
your
not seen-
eyes.
Yep, so basically I'll run through chapter 4 as it is in its entirety, because all the maps are stitched. Yeah, it'll be spoilery in the sense that if you don't want gameplay spoil, you probably shouldn't watch it. But first, we're going to check out 1UP's map, because I really like that map he's been working on. So let's go!
It isn't too much different from the last time we showed it. Just like a few new areas added, some polishing, very just like a handful of changes, But if you didn't see it in the last stream, it'll be good.
Yeah, I think it's good. I really like the detail. You've captured our bite. I'll say that. Does this door open? Oh,
Thank
wait,
you.
see, I've just discovered a whole new room. But let's show off the. I'm getting ahead of myself. Getting all excited. Check this out. We're gonna fucking breach this place. Shit, what's going on? Oh, the soldiers are getting impatient already. They want to kill.
Actually, never mind.
Oh, I did actually mention this in playtesting feedback, I think, because you're only given one slam there. If you place the slam on the wall, then change weapon. You can't change back to the detonator.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's a
interesting.
big problem. I'll have to fix that. The one slam is actually deliberate, because I want you to either use that slam on the wall or keep it with you, but it's
Keep
sort of
it.
a trade-off. But it definitely shouldn't break the weapon if you only have one. Like, that's a code issue. I actually think that when we switch to map base has its own version of the slam, and I think that slam will probably be more stable, and then I can just recreate my changes on top of that rather than trying to merge the two.
Awesome.
I just want to say we've got a new feature for the pistol, and I'm just going to show it off right now. You can actually hold down right click now, and you can charge the pistol, and then you can release like a charged burst, which is really nice. Makes for some good fun gameplay. Also, we changed the MP5K, and I don't think we've shown this off yet. It's got 2 fire modes now. You can go full auto, or you can do burst. Really nice.
Yeah, that's been used in a really nice place right now, I think.
I really like it. I can't stop using it, actually. I just love this gun. So this is all the work of 1UP. 1UP's been doing good work. Doing some good shit for us. Did we ever mention that you can shoot while zoomed in now? I don't know if we mentioned that before.
I think it came up a long time ago, but yeah, that's a good thing to call.
I love the crowbar Easter egg. That's great. I hear rebels.
Oh, he actually says worthless if you pick up the crowbar.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Ah, that's good. I didn't see it. I didn't get that last time.
I noticed all the barrels have blue goo. That's partially intentional and partially a little bit of a bug, because that's a direct replacement of the texture when it should be a separate texture. Only some of those are supposed to have blue goo, specifically the ones in the little room at the airlock
Right.
at the end of the map. The rest of them should probably not have goo spilling out of them, but it's just kind of a quick replacement texture, so I understand why that looks like that.
Yeah, we need to double skin it basically, and then we can rectify that.
Oh, you're not going to go in the little supply room over there?
I was just about to ask about
What's up
that. We didn't put in the new VO though. I don't think we didn't. Put in the
One of you doesn't want to hear his voice acting.
I mean, you can if you want to hear it, you can go back there. But
Let's have a look. That's down here, isn't it? I think.
yeah, it's the little supply room in the atrium.
Oh, is this the dude? Is there a dude? Oh yeah. Right, you guys wait out there.
There's also the toilets that you can also go into now.
With the high-tech mirrors.
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotta check out the high-tech mirrors.
Oh, they're not high tech yet. They're just regular mirrors for now. Everybody's dead. We can't find the squad leader. I want to interrogate him, but nobody wants to open that door.
It's really nice.
All day and all night he just stares. He stands there. He doesn't eat. He doesn't sleep. What is it thinking about? Does it still think?
It's cool. I'm looking forward to seeing more of those.
Oh
Something
yeah.
that always amused me when playing like alpha or beta versions of like games that have like leaked is like finding voice acting that's like a fill-in by the developers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all the Half-Life 2 beta lines were like Mark Laidlaw and I think it was Kelly Bailey.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know it was Kelly
They
as
have the
well.
voices where they're like clearly placeholder lines, and those are really entertaining to listen to. The mirrors, I want to eventually have a mirror where you can see Bad Cop's reflection. Now there's a code component to that, and there's a material component to that that will take some time. So that right now they're broken, but eventually I hope to have a scene where you can sort of look at your own armor, and maybe Bad Cop will say something about it. You know,
That'd be
fun.
cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. But like, you could do something like how Caleb speaks about himself in Blood, when he looks in the mirror. Have you seen that?
No.
I have to admit I haven't played Blood.
Oh, it's so
It's
good.
in my wish list.
It's so good. I played it recently, and I'm so glad I did, because it was so much fun. I love that game. I played it when I was, like, I'm talking, like, fucking years ago, on one of those old demo CDs. Oh my gosh, I'm locked in! I like that, by the way. I like the Citadel on the TV. That's really nice.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you of what's actually going on right now, because we're like just
Yeah.
at the beginning of episode 1.
Absolutely.
I know it's a little bit silly to have like the Combine overlays on a regular TV, but I figure that's actually just a broadcast TV
It's
channel.
just a, yeah, that's what I
Things
figured.
Show up on Citizen TV.
Oh crap. Oh man, it got me. I got cream crackered by that. It's my fault, I didn't move fast enough. Get
Have you
out of
ever
here.
tried throwing it back?
No, I haven't.
Originally, it would just throw it back, and you could play hot
yeah.
potato with the grenade
Oh, that's
forever.
hilarious.
Yeah, I goofed that up a little bit the first time around, but that should be working better now.
Let me try. I want to try it. Give it. Oh god. Oh. Got it. Taste that. Oh, nice. Oh, that's wicked. Oh, I like that. Oh my god, that's so awesome. Okay, I'm blown away by this, man. This is so cool. That fucking bull squid. I love it. That is such a nice touch. That's like optional gameplay. Like, you know what I mean? It's like organic almost. You just
That was a nice looking bull squid.
It is a nice looking bull squid. Credit to Crown.
Yeah. Good time to bring up the new bull squid
Good
model
point.
from Crowd.
Yep.
I'm really glad you like this area. If you don't throw the grenade back, they will actually come out and join the final fight and attack you.
Oh
That's a nice
wow.
thing. You can get into the room later because they will blow up the doors themselves to try to come out and help their buddies. So you just saved yourself fighting 2 rebels later on.
Oh, that's really nice. And I already know the fight later on is intense. So, what decal is that? That's interesting.
I'm sorry. The Discord audio is like 2 minutes ahead of, or rather, the video is 2 minutes
sorry.
behind.
There's like
Oh, the decal, the blood decal. There's something interesting about that. It's supposed to be a higher resolution decal, but for some reason in game it still shows up as that one. I'm not sure
Ah.
why it looks like that. I haven't investigated it. It seems like for some reason Hammer thinks it's one material and the game
The game
actually
thinks it's
loads a
another.
different material. I don't know why that is. Never looked into it, but yeah, it looks pretty bad.
That's really interesting because it's just, I wouldn't say it looks bad, I'd just say it's unique. I mean, just looks different. I've not seen that before.
You're talking about the blood
Yeah.
decal?
Yeah.
Like, it looks very low res, very stretched if you look at it, but you know, it does give an impression of what I'd like the decal to look like at least. So that's the only thing that's really important at this phase.
We could just upscale it if we want, so we have more blood decals.
Yeah.
to use.
Dude, I like this guy.
Everybody likes this guy.
Yeah, he's so cool. He saved me. When I was testing this map before, I was sort of talking to one up, and this guy saved my ass. He's the good guy.
It's funny because sometimes I have that happen where he's like the one survivor with me. It's like, wow, he's so cool. He did all this stuff. But other times I've had him die just like immediately into the. So it is pretty random. There's a degree of like every playthrough is a little bit different because sometimes this is going to seem like a really important character just because of situationally what happens to you. But other times you'll realize that no, he is just another Combine soldier. Nothing special about him.
This fight is intense.
Where's your squad?
Did he just get mad? Oh no, he's still there.
They're probably still waiting where the slams activated originally.
Oh yeah, I forgot about my other feeds. Oh my god.
They're probably going to get blown up though, because there are some slams that they can't see and they'll just run into.
I just run into them and get destroyed. Oh god.
Well, they're still on the second level, so you could just point them to go to the first floor, because there's no slams there.
They'll probably get murdered down in the open though.
Look at him doing his little crouch walk. I love that.
Oh, there's a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of crouch walking.
Look at
That
the
reminds
crouch
me. So in one of the Street War maps in Half-Life 2, you have what's called a standoff goal for the citizens, so that even though they're following your orders, they have another goal after following you, and that's to sort of take cover. So I've applied that to the soldiers here. Blixabon wrote the code so that soldiers can do that as well as citizens. So that's why you'll see them sometimes crouching behind you instead of following like directly, blindly,
Yeah.
right next to you. So now they're actually seeking cover sort of along your path rather than just following you. It does mean that when you issue orders, sometimes they're a little bit slower to respond because they're trying to take cover behind the place that you're ordering rather than just going directly to there. But I think it's a good trade-off, and it works really well for this map because it's a really dynamic map where they kind of have to take cover to actually survive in the fights.
Totally agree.
It's really
The
nice.
more
It
we
looks
can
great.
do,
I mean, look at him go. Look at him go. I love it. He's doing his little like crouch walk. He's like, yeah, it's great. I love it.
It's the duck walk.
He's doing the duck walk. He's doing the fucking combine crab. I don't know. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, the more we can do for
Hang on.
our friendly squad AI to make them seem more intelligent and less brain dead, the better.
The one caveat with that is that I think it's very important that they're responsive to your orders, especially because in this map, they're not really supposed to survive. You know, they're not supposed to be
Yeah.
survivable, like when really they're all expendable. So I don't want them to be so smart that they always win. You know, I want it to be a challenge for the player, and I also want it to be an incredible challenge for the NPCs to the point where they're unlikely to survive. Because Bad Cop is intended to just sort of leave them behind going forward in the story.
Yeah. I so love them though. I mean, it just feels like such a great map. It's the squad combat. We've captured that. I think that people wanted so bad. I think we've captured that really well.
Yeah, it goes really well with Chapter 2, Map 2 was a map that I just enjoyed playing so much, and that was really focused on the squad combat as well. I think that's going to be one of the standouts is like just going through the offices with your squad and having the big intense shootouts. And so this is just supposed to be sort of the boss battle after that corridor battle.
It's really nice. I love the map. It's great.
I see there's a comment in chat that just says, please keep Lone Wolf alive.
That's up to
Please.
you, player.
Please keep. Let's have a look. Where's that? Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, yeah. I like him. Lone Wolf.
Please.
He's growing on me. Does he have more HP than other?
Nope. We could
Oh
maybe
my
give him a
God.
small buff, but he's exactly the same as every other soldier.
Do you know that's amazing? Because the other day when I was like he saved my ass. He was fucking tanking. It was great. He was just taking the shots, and I was like, this guy doesn't die. It's great.
Well, all of the soldiers are pretty survivable because they regenerate health. So as long as
Oh
they don't take
yes,
sustained fire,
yeah,
they can always pull through.
that's great.
Which I found in early testing when I was still doing an orange map for that map. I was worried because the Combine would usually win encounters. I found that the trick was to give the rebels AR2s and give them sort of a distance or height advantage, and then the soldiers became a lot more susceptible. But generally, if you order your soldiers around, you can sort of keep them alive because they will regenerate, unlike the rebels, which don't. The rebels do have medics though, and the medic can heal them. They just don't regenerate on their own.
Right, I see.
Uh,
Oh yeah, that's cool actually. I think I noticed that. What map was it? I think
Just
I
a
saw a
quick
rebel
question
heal.
for one up.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's say a soldier is on 1 HP. How long will it take for him to reach max health?
I don't know what the regeneration rate is, but there's a
Ooh.
certain rate. I think it's fixed for all player allies. And I don't know what it is, but it's not fast. It takes a while. But it does mean that if they survive an encounter, they're likely to enter the next encounter with full health.
That's cool.
They don't. It's not like they don't regenerate as fast as Alex does, for example. They don't like constantly regenerate.
Yeah. She regenerates health
Actually,
really quick, doesn't she?
do they regenerate slower than Alex? Because they should share the same regeneration code. I might have to revisit that. That was one of like literally
worth
the
taking a
first
look
things
at.
I did with Entropy 02. So I don't actually remember how fast they regenerate compared with other NPCs.
So, I'm going to show off chapter 4 now, if we're ready. And it's like spoilery because it's core Entropy 02 gameplay, and if you don't want it spoiled, maybe just watch a little bit of it, or don't watch it at all. You guys have played the recent build, haven't you?
Yeah.
What we'll do is I'll play it, and then we can share thoughts, I guess, afterwards.
Weekly build to like crack. As soon as I get it, I'm just
Like crack straight into the vein.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So if you don't want spoilerinos, you should probably stop watching now. But if you really want to see some cool shit, here we go. I think I'll turn the game volume up just a smidge because the ambience in these maps are great. And I think what I'll actually do is I'm just going to mute my mic, and then we're just going to play through this, and then we'll come to afterwards.
Oh, jeez. These things. Okay. They're on my side. They're on my side. Oh, the new AR-2s. Nice. Are you friendly? Playful like that. Alright. What? You wanna go get it, boy? You wanna play fetch? Not so bad, I guess. Like a giant dog.
Still got to sort that out.
Stabilization team holding in position. Replicate that. Copy. Prep for payback. Moving north. Report all perimeter intrusions. Over. Standing by. Copy. Wait for my call and then move in on my sector. 3659.
New communications have been re-established. We're hearing a lot of commotion down there. What's going on? Arbite number 1 to Gatehouse. Come in. Over. Gatehouse, do you read?
You're not going to be hearing from Gatehouse anymore.
What's going on down there? Hello?
Oops, crashed it.
Shoot for shit.
Get out of my way! Oh my god. The freaking hunt is
Bleed my own blood. should be able to open that gate now. Oh boy, here I go killing again. Reporting valley is clear. Moving on my vector to expand perimeter.
Over. Gatehouse. What happened? Is anyone there? Hello?
Oh, they can't come to the radio right now. They're feeling a little, dead.
What? You're breaking up. Who is this?
It's pretty spooky in here. Before it got dead. Forts.
We gotta fix that. Oh, he's gonna fucking die. Get out of my way. It's like my cat when he's hungry. Obviously, I just want to pause for a second here. I just want to say there are no lines yet for this map.
Yeah.
Because this map's like really work in progress. This is what I'm working on at the minute. So I'm not going to show much of this map. I think I'll show the... Should I show the ambush? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah, I think they'll.
I was gonna recommend. I was gonna recommend for the last map you should throw a Zen grenade and maybe even use the new pistol if you wanted. But you know, this map I don't think is the best map for Zen grenades. So you know, whatever works.
We can play with the Zen grenade. We can play with it. We'll have a look. I'll stop just short of the end of this map.
Yeah, showing us the portal pistol in game would be nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Has that
actually,
even been like announced or ever talked about?
It hasn't, but we could probably talk about it now because we've got a model for it now.
Yeah, just need to code the functionality for it, I think.
Didn't we? Oh no, because I've been playing. We'll have a look at that after. Yeah. Let's do that.
There's a couple more convars I can recommend changing to make it a little bit. But anyways, yeah, that'll be after.
We can take it for a spin.
Yeah, I'm glad that everybody is in agreement with that specification I made, so we're all on the same page, quite literally.
Well, I mean, it's not like the specification isn't going to be used as a spec. Like, it's still subject to change. We still need to sort of play test and figure out what it is that we want from it, and talk about like, yeah, there's still discussions to be.
Of course, everything written in there is open-ended.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm trying to say.
So we're going to show off our new. Well, I say new. We've seen them before, but I'm just going to do it. These guys kicked my ass, by the way.
Oh no, it's the Mario gang.
Oh my god. Oh, they got me. They actually got me. Let's try that again. These guys are... Yeah, so essentially, have we spoken about these types of rebels yet on stream? I can't remember.
Probably need to explain them, because otherwise people are just going to think they're superhuman.
Yeah, they're not superhuman. They're going to be long jump rebels, basically. They're going to have some kind of long jump units. I think one up and I went, oh my god, they kick my ass with these crossbows.
The thing I love about this fight is that even though so they have jumping, but they also have projectile weapons. So like you can dodge. It's just very difficult to do. It feels like it's a good difficulty.
I quite like it. It's fun. I'd sort of, if I do get stuck here, I find myself to try and best it. And they drop health kits, all of them as well, which is nice. We need to. I mean, a lot of work needs to be done on them. They need long jump stuff. Thinking about sounds and particle effects. Because at the minute you've got a base rebel model with a crossbow.
They do have different uniforms, but that's about it right now.
Yeah, they're a bit lighter, aren't they? It feels like the assassin fight.
Definitely.
One. I love it. Right now, I'm really like. Oh, there we go. Come on. Come on. Love it. It's unique. I've never fought against crossbow rebels before.
Blowing them up with a shotgun in the air, just like Paul.
Yep. Should be a taunt
big
for them.
that
credit to
needs to be an achievement
for the crossbow NPCs being able to use the crossbow. That was a big feature that he added. I'm really happy with when I tested this section. It was just so much fun. You told me before that your favorite thing to do is to charge up the pistol and shoot them out of the air.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love doing that. They're good fun to fight, like really fun. So I'm going to stop pretty much any second now because this bit hasn't really been finished. This is where I am right now. Take that. This is pretty much where I'm up to in terms of development. I haven't really done anything. In here there's a fight against Vortigons, but it's just really crap because, pardon me, just belched. I haven't done any of like the choreography for it. I haven't figured out what the Vorts are going to do. So from beyond this point, it kind of gets a bit stale. Yeah, that's chapter 4 at the minute. I've got another map planned after this map, and there's a bit more content for this map still that I need to build. And then after that, we're going to roll into chapter 5. It's pretty cool.
Yeah!
What I could do is, if I could jump into the firing range, and then we could have a look at the new pistol that Krellick.
Yeah, it's a very sexy model.
It's very sexy.
And that he had to do twice because he lost the files.
Yeah, do you know what? I scoured everything. He did not send me them.
Strange. Because I swear I have a memory of him posting them on the Discord, but it's like, did I misremember that? Yeah.
He did. I'm pretty sure they're in develop assets.
Well, that was before we had build a sort of drop folder that that Breadman uses to get assets from us. So like back then it was a lot more disorganized. Now it's easier for us to share files back and.
So let's just show off. I guess we could try a bit of the Zen grenade. Good
Yeah, part of the
old-fashioned
reason.
Go for
The
it.
reason I suggested to use it is because, like, I wanted to see it situationally in Chapter 4, you know, so I don't know if it, like, people have already seen it, although it's always fun to see.
Oh, dude, he spawned a zombie. That is so cool.
Oh, yeah, that's new.
Look at that rebel zombie. That's nice. What's he doing?
No, that's weird. Rebel zombies. Shouldn't we be getting HEV zombies, not rebel zombies?
That's a good
Might
point.
have spoiled the next thing.
What's happened to his
If you
leg?
get enough. Oh, yeah, there was something wrong with the model. I think we're going to have to redo that, but with regards to what Trivy said, I would just recommend trying to suck up more mass.
Just more and more. I wonder if there's... I'm thinking of a map where we can go. Well, there's a lot of concentrate props that we could do. Just thinking off the top of my head. I don't want to go to that map because that would spoil things. Chapter 2.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Let's try and use it in situ. And then we'll show off the brand new pistol after this as well. Okay, I'll put God mode on because I want to just play around with this. Oh man, it's been so long since I played this chapter. I love it. Get it! Go on, get it! Get him, boys! Oh, it's a Zen head crab! Nice! Look, it's a head crab from Zen! Did that rebel just disappear? Oh no! Scared these guys. Come on, give me something good. Oh, I don't. Oh, look at that. That's lovely. Look at that glow on that Zen lion. Oh shit! That was amazing. Oh, man, you killed my friend.
So Kralik made the green ant lion skin for the Zen lions, and Flixabon created those dynamic interactions. All that content is kind of coming together now. You know, it's
yeah.
really cool.
I just see it like that's like I guess I could call it organic gameplay, just then having it happen. These guys, and then I can get like prompts together.
Are those guys still using a scripted sequence to navigate?
They are.
Looks like they're ignoring you.
Changed
Oh,
that.
that's why they're like totally ignoring you. They could use a
Changed
battle line, and then they would do the crouch run.
We need to
Oh,
do
that guy got kind of stuck on a dresser or something in the doorway. That was-
Oh.
Just like he's hanging on for dear life, like, no!
One thing I want to do with the Zen Grenade yet is I think it shouldn't ragdoll NPCs in as wide of a radius as it does. It should just sort of pull them towards it until I get into like a smaller kill radius. Because sometimes it kind of ragdolls things that are way across the map, and it just doesn't always look
Yeah.
supernatural. I'm disappointed that it seems like the biggest thing we can get in here is an antlion. There's
yeah.
a few higher mass classes, like we haven't seen any bull squids or anything more than that.
Where else
but
have we got? I'm trying to think of.
C3 through 4 or 3 after the big fight where
Oh,
you
yeah.
get the Zen grenades for the first time. There's a lot of zombies in that room. I always spawn a bull squid.
That's a good point, actually. We have a view model now, a world view model for the pistol, and
Oh, there you go. So you can show it up. You can show it off in there then.
I wonder if it'll actually appear on the table as it should. I got to be really careful with this map. I'm gonna have to. Skip
Yeah, you got a
along.
no clip. But then again, the thing is bugged at the moment, so it doesn't show up anyway.
Yeah. I'm hoping the client is gonna. There we go. Yeah.
That was a close
It was
one.
crashing then.
Holy shit.
You hurt my feelings back there, you know? You said I was difficult to carry. I wasn't designed to be carried.
I haven't seen Willy in ages.
Let's get out of here.
I know, right? CW, where are these lines that I was expecting?
Should probably do those.
I need to. What I need to do. Yeah, we do need to do those, and also I need to get like the NPC because all of this. I need those assets from Blix so that we can get the NPCs and the scanners in here. Right, just gonna skip like pretty much the whole map to get to the bit we want to get to. Without
I desperately want to find a way of that fan casting a shadow and for the fan to slowly rotate as well.
Really nice. Sounds like my kind of weapon. Okay, here we go. Let's give this a go.
Oh yes, you'll need to teleport Willy with you.
Oh, I will, won't I?
And to teleport, I think it's called turret_fizz temp or temp fizz.
I love the sounds. Let's see that Oh, don't kill me. Squid chops. Yeah, of course. How do we do it? Oh God. It's been so long since I teleported him.
So it's like N_teleport, and I think his name is turret_temp fizz or fizz temp.
Oh, that's how you do that. I was trying to test one of the Chapter 2 maps recently, and I couldn't figure out how to get Willy over there.
Oh, I can't spell turret, that's right.
Torrent.
There we go. Yay! Perfecto. Taste Zen grenade, you zombie bastards! I kind of threw. Oh shit! I just threw another one. I did not mean to do that.
Oh, that's a good point. Hopefully it doesn't swallow the new weapon.
That's a really good point. We'll find out if it has done that in a minute. In fact, let's just before I impulse.
It seems like it's really hard to get enough mass to spawn any of the more rare Zen PCs. You can change the masses that you need if we want to just force some of them to spawn. There's convars for all of. Because what I'm trying to get is there's one that Trivia already mentioned that I think would be cool to show.
Yeah, it would be good. What are the convars to change the mass?
Let me see. I think it's like let me actually open the code. I can't quite recall because I don't know if it's SV or SK or if it's just Hopwire. Try typing Hopwire actually into the console
Oh yeah, here
and
we
see
go.
what happens.
Yeah, so we've got the mass here. Guard mass, bull squid mass, head crab mass. I think it's so cool you could get an antlion guard if you get 2,000 mass.
It's hard, and you also need enough space to spawn one. Is there one for Zombine?
Let me have a look. Hotwire. Oh. No, there isn't a Zombine one.
Wait, what? Let me look at the code a sec.
Because you've got Hotwire _head crab _ bull squid _ guard.
Can you try typing it in? I think it's just not in the autofill.
Oh sure, Zombine. Was it Zombine mass? What should I set it to? Like 1?
Yeah, yeah, that would work.
Unknown command. Hotwire zombine mass.
Oh, sorry, that's not the right one, I guess. Let me double check this a sec. Oh, I just found a bug.
Oh, did you?
It uses the same mass as the bull squid, I guess. That's
Oh.
not good. Shoot. So it probably won't spawn then. That's really curious that, because I've spawned them in before. Strange.
Well, we can take a
Um,
look at them in the test
Yeah, in
variant
the
map.
zoo, you can see them. I think actually, oh, that's a really good bug. I can't believe that. I'm gonna fix that right now. But I think if you change the bull squid mass, it'll only spawn those and not bull squids. That makes sense.
I see. Yeah. So, oh, I see. So it will only change zombies. Zombine.
So, yeah, there's a bug. If you set the bull squid mass to 1, it'll spawn zombine.
Okay, let's try that. Let's use a grenade. I've got to be careful because if I don't know if you've noticed on the stream, there's a nice looking pistol that's just sort of on the floor, which got dragged around by.
Do it as far away as possible.
I shall do it over here. I think I should chuck some shit in here. Is it going to override it if I get more than 1 mass, or is it just going to say it's achieved 1 mass, therefore it's going to spawn in the?
Yeah, it actually searches down from the largest mass to the lowest, and like it searches down from the largest volume to the lowest volume and checks the mass of each one, so it should have precedence. That was a really confusing sentence. It'll work, is what I'm trying to say.
It would have worked if I wasn't dumbass and did it in the corner.
Yeah, so it doesn't have enough volume to spawn, so it won't.
But I mean, if I can do it over here, this should be alright. In theory. Come on, run away!
It needs space in order to spawn the bull squid, though, doesn't it?
Yep.
The zombie. So if you do it in a corner, it won't work.
It just spawned in a bull squid. He hasn't seen me.
Oh,
though.
okay. So I was wrong in my assumption about that. So yeah, I'm sorry. We'll just have to show it at the zoo.
Yeah, that's fine. We can. Oh yeah, the zoo. We can go to the zoo. Is the new zoo? Have you updated the zoo or?
I haven't updated the zoo, but the NPCs that are already there are the correct ones,
They're in
so
there.
they would have updated.
Oh, that's cool. We can show the zoo. So should we just finish with the pistol before we go to the zoo?
Yeah, sorry about all that. I
That's
feel like I
alright,
wasted a lot of time.
So this is our. We haven't even spoken about this. And I kind of want to be careful about how I do it because I don't want to spoil things. So we'll just say for now, you're underground in this facility, this Arbite/Aperture place, and you find a pistol. Trivy, do you want to explain what our plans are for this thing? Because I should say at the minute it's just a sort of like a fire gun that sets NPCs on fire.
Alright, yeah, so I guess I can read the summary that I wrote in the document. I think that's a good thing. So yeah, it's an incendiary weapon. It's like a failed prototype of one of the first portal guns that Aperture attempted to create. And they attempted to literally burn through the fabric of space-time in order to create portals. It's intended to be very powerful against like groups of bunched up enemies. And what it does is it fires a projectile that penetrates through NPCs and maybe props, depending on what you can do with it. And only stops when it hits a solid wall, and it makes like a circular burn mark that looks like a portal. Obviously, all this stuff is sort of in the air. We're still discussing what exactly the functionality is going to be and how it works and whatnot. But yeah, it's basically failed portal pistol, and it just sets shit on fire very powerfully and penetrates enemies.
Yeah, I mean, I've been sort of playing with it through some of the other maps because when we're designing a weapon, it has to have like a use, obviously. And one of the things that I think we're going to have to do with it is to have it incapacitate rebels, because I could easily use it in a pinch if I'm like stuck with rebels. If I need to disable a rebel without necessarily killing him instantly, it'd be nice to just set him on fire and everyone behind him. Oh, man.
Yeah. So it's worth mentioning at the moment it's literally just a flare gun with a nice model on it.
Yeah, yeah. When we update it or whatever, we can
Ooh,
show
rip.
it off. I think we could talk about that weapon because it's more. It doesn't really spoil the story that we've got going on. Should we have a quick look at the zoo?
Yeah, let's go to the zoo.
What's the map called? One up. I can't remember what it's called.
It's
I think it's called test_variant_bestiary.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, I got it.
Imagine calling it a bestiary instead of a zoo.
I mean, the zoo can be
Oh, shit.
for a lot of different things. This is specifically for the creature.
I just had to disable AI because I forgot that we didn't actually enclose our animals at the zoo.
Yeah, the weird thing is there is a block LOS brush, so I don't know
Oh,
why
really?
they still try to attack you. That's curious.
Oh
It
shit!
might
Yeah,
be
there
because
we
it's
are.
tied to a funk brush.
That's hilarious. Oh yeah, that could be it. Because you want to make it, you want to make the player be able to go through it. So yeah, so we got the Zombine here. We showed this off a couple of weeks ago, or month. Well, it's about a month ago now, I think, isn't it? Because 1UP's been working on variants for enemies, which is really cool. Look at this dude. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on no target. Because if I freeze the AI, they don't animate, and it doesn't look as good. I mean, that's so cool.
Yeah. I really like the Arctic skin that Kralik made for the bull squid.
It's really nice.
I'm loving it. It's so much better than the placeholder that I threw together for this.
It's good, isn't it? Breadwife approves as well.
Happy birthday, Breadwife.
Oh, Trivy says happy birthday. Breadwife is having her birthday tomorrow. This is the normal bull squid. We're all familiar with that. What else we got in this zoo? Oh yeah, I haven't seen this one. I like the gooey bull squid. The gooey bull squid. I like that a lot. That's nice. That's gonna be good for chapter 3.
I haven't actually seen it before. This is my first time
Oh, have you
seeing
seen
it
it?
other than the screenshot. It looks really good. I like the choice with the green eyes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have expected that, but it adds something to it.
We got it, like.
Do you know what? Fighting the bull squids is crazy. Like, I don't know if you noticed, when I was playing chapter 4 in that bit just through the caves, that bull squid scared the shit out of me because it charged me. I was like, shit. They're really intimidating to fight. Zen Lion. It's nice. Do we need to... I just realised something about the Zen Lion, actually. They've got the Nova Prospect.
Yeah, CW was pointing that out in the spoiler chat.
Yeah.
That might be something we need to revisit. I
Just
don't think it looks bad.
doesn't look bad, no.
Like it fits in with the Zen kind of look pretty well. I don't know. That would be something we'd have to ask Kralik about because I'm not sure if he knew that they,
Yeah,
that they
were gonna
weren't like
be...
the bloody ash ones. But I don't think this is bad at all. But
I think making them more vibrant would be a good idea because they're coming fresh out of Zen.
Zen,
They're not like
yeah, fresh out of Zen.
fresh out of Zen.
This is the actual Nova Prospect one that we use in Nova Prospect, the sort of blood lions, I think we call them. It's pretty cool. I love what we've done with variants. What the? He's wandered out. Oh, dude, it's the goopy ones. Goo fellows. One day, I don't know, are we ever going to show off chapter 3? Oh, dude, here we go. Here we fucking go. This was what we were talking about. Look at that hazard suit zombie.
so that was provided by Koniko. He's been a part of the source modding community for a while, and I happen to remember this tweet by Philip a long time ago where he showed that off. It was going to be for the Run, Think, Shoot, Live mapping challenges, but that never came to be. So I contacted the original author, and he provided us with this model. I'm a huge fan of it. I like
It's
the
great.
idea of them coming back from Zen. There could still be adjustments to it. Right now, they don't use grenades, for example, so they're kind of lacking in special ability. But I think it's a good addition. It's kind of rare. It's hard to get enough mass. Like, I was hoping that you would just spawn one. Right now, there's a bug, so I don't think you can get enough mass for one. But
Yeah.
it was at like 1,000, so it's still very difficult to actually accumulate enough mass in the Zen grenade to find one. But
I want to see him in action.
Question: why are these head crabs glowing green?
Yeah, I don't know what.
Oh yeah, that's because it's a placeholder.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I
okay.
see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I had this idea for what a fast zombie from Zen could be, and I actually programmed it, and it was working. And it looked pretty cool. But I had a conversation with Blixabon about it, and he kind of made me realize that I had a very bad approach to it. There's something better I could do with that concept that is not a fast zombie. I'm being very vague because I don't know if we want to talk about that now or wait until there's actually something to show for it. But so I took that out, and so the Zen fast zombies are gone. The green is just to let you know that it is from Zen.
Oh, it's
There's no such thing as Zen fast zombies at the moment,
that's
so
yeah.
it's just totally placeholder.
Obviously, these come from chapter 3. Yeah, I was maybe we should do. I don't know. It's chapter 3. Obviously, we haven't ever shown it properly because of spoilers. Maybe one night we should. I don't know. It's up to you guys.
No.
You want to keep it secret?
But the problem is it's completely unplayable at the moment because so many things have switched around.
Yeah, it's broken.
I didn't want to bother you about that because, I know you're very busy with chapter 4 and you've got so much good forward momentum. I don't want to try to derail you and say, oh, you should fix chapter 3, but I have been feeling like for a while it would be really nice to play through it again. So if we could make some changes, I know Blixabon had some changes to map 1, but I don't know if there are any changes pending to maps 2 or 3. I don't think he was going to do any of them. So if we could update those maps and then play through the chapter again, that'd be a lot of fun.
I think what I'll do is I'll get to the end of this map I'm working on for chapter 4, and then I'll go back to chapter 3 and put in all of those assets, because Blix has the scanners, the Willy NPC, there's all sorts of things like that need to go in. There's also, I don't know if there's any, there's a couple of lines missing at the end, the very end of the chapter I mean. There's lines missing for Willy, just a few, not many. If Bad Cop decides to take him with him, there are a few lines that we need for that, I think. Yeah, it would be good to go back and do that, because there's one major thing that is it still broken, the thing I'm thinking about?
Yeah.
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 What thing are you thinking about?
Okay.
The thick.
Oh,
big
that
thing.
thing.
Thick,
That's the way I've been testing that is actually reverting to the older assets, because the new assets have a bug that it won't work. And we might need to have a conversation about how to fix that, or maybe we can get a hold of the source files. But yeah, that needs to be reverted if you want.
So does that work with the old assets then?
Yep, it does.
Oh, that fixes it. So it's like a model thing.
Yeah, it's some data that's missing in the QC file. I think Blixabon actually might know what the problem is. I don't, but maybe if I looked at it, I might be able to figure it out as well. So I think, again, it's just one of those things where I didn't want to try to slow you down when I know you have so much good forward momentum.
Yeah, it's cool.
But it would be really great to revisit that. I also didn't want to bother Kralik because I know he's super busy right now. If you look at how much stuff he's doing for raising the bar,
doing
it's
loads of
insane.
stuff.
I really don't want to take his time away either, but it would be good if, someday we can sit down and kind of fix that stuff up.
That's a good point, actually. Kralik has given me an animation contact. He gave me it on Friday, and I need to chase it, so I'll do that tomorrow. I'll talk to him.
Going back to revealing chapter 3 or not, I think it's the one thing that we should keep under tight wraps.
Yeah, I'm
Just
thinking about
completely
it.
secret.
I think we should.
It's so much different from the rest of the game. It has sort of its own tone, and it's like a good pacing break from chapters 2 and chapter. It's like the one thing that would be good to keep under wraps.
Yep, I agree with that. I'm just playing around now. This was my old glow snow test that I did ages ago. What else have I got? I've got some random maps here.
Let's take a look at the itinerary, see if there's anything we're missing.
I think we pretty much.
Updated SDK link on the website. Probably want to mention that.
Oh yeah. Right, let's close the game for now. So we noticed. You guys noticed that the SDK link on the website was the wrong one, so I've updated that today.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. Make sure if you want a map for Entropy Zero, make sure you get the latest version because it's really cool.
And that version will update after the next patch comes out.
Yes, it will. Yep. Which I don't know what the timescale is on that yet, to be honest, because
Yeah, still need to keep testing the relight, and there's already some tweaks that I need to make on it. We might, maybe, I need to speak to Blixie about potentially getting it merged with Map Base and releasing that, but it's up to him.
yep.
That would put our timetable on the patch back quite a bit, but it would be significant. Like that would be pretty amazing if that could happen.
But yeah, I'm thinking any map-based stuff would be version 5. But yeah, so in that case, it's just literally testing the relight and the training map. I think you wanted to put that in for version 4, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I really wanted to put that in because I spoke about that a long ass time ago, and I said I would do it. I wonder where it is.
Yeah, you should share that with us so we can play what you've made of it already. I'm very interested.
I've got it somewhere. I'm really annoyed that I can't find it, but it's because I named the naming convention essentially has changed because it's for a deployment. Where did I put it?
Yeah, and and my deployment as well. Depending on what it comes to, like if everything else is done and I still haven't finished my deployment, then we'll just release it without, and then we can just push my deployment in there at some point.
Because the great thing about deployments are that's a tiny little thing to push. With the way that we're going to set up deployments as well, players can have deployments and stuff of their own that they can share, which would be really nice. I wonder where this. I'm just looking at the minute in my backups.
Do you want to start the Q&A?
Yeah, let's start the Q&A.
All right, there we go, folks. Q&A time.
Q&A time.
All those questions you've been holding deep in your belly can now be spewed out onto the screen.
Does Bad Cop watch anime?
Something tells me that they just highly doubt it.
Okay, I'm going to say no. He does not watch anime.
I don't think he watches anime.
Entropy 02. I mean...
Yeah, he's too busy kicking ass to watch anime. Anyway, okay, questions. This seems like a weird question. I guess they joined late. Nathan asks, are Vortigons going to be added? And the answer is yes.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. We hear them in Chapter 4.
Yep.
If you were watching when we were playing that, you hear them. And they show up later on. Big Bear Gamer asks, what happened to the original Bad Cop?
Ooh. Find out.
Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe you'll find out about that when you play it.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
There's your anime.
Let's see, what else is there? Lambda Gaming asks, is the poison teleporter crab coming back? I want to see him so I can beat the shit out of those scum of the fucking ETH.
We're going to try. I think...
Oh, that could be a dream thingy.
Yeah.
They're probably coming back.
Yeah. You were talking about this a while ago, weren't you?
Yeah. I intend to use them in the 4th map of Chapter 2. I think that's too specific. That was a spoiler. Sorry.
It's fine. It's all good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, they seem like a thing that we would add as like part of like they wouldn't actually be physically present in the world because it doesn't make sense for them to exist. So it'd be a part of some mindfuckery business.
There is still a possibility that they could physically exist. I had an interesting talk with Breadman about that a while ago. So I guess the conclusion from that is that it's very up in the air they'll end up.
God, do you know, I completely forgot about that conversation, and that was an intriguing conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Regarding how we could explain it, like almost... We would have to change the effects of it. But doing that, we could sort of explain it in the canon of the mod. It would make sense, which would be nice.
I'm interested in hearing about this.
I'll tell you.
Probably not now. It'll be
because there's some that'll be a bit spoilery.
It'll be a long conversation as well. By the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Comrade Commissar Philip asks, will the squad following icons be updated?
They have been, just not in the build.
Yeah.
There you go. Vrabo asks, what's the script for when Bad Cop takes Willie? Could you show that off? Unfortunately, not.
When he takes Willie, as in when he takes
Yeah.
him with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot. We have to consider a lot of things there. We don't have any lines written for that yet because we kind of want to see how the chapters play out, and then we can kind of inject Willie, if it's you know what I mean. We can sort of say
Inject Willie.
if he's got Willie here, then he can say this or whatever. It's going to be easier to determine or sort of write those lines when we know what the chapters are.
So yeah, going back and doing it after we've probably once we've alphaed a chapter or the
Yeah.
chapters, then go back and sort Willie out. Let's see, what else is there? Elephant's Doing Crack. Oh, you love this name.
I do love that name.
Can I kill that guy from Lambda Generation in Entropy 02?
I don't know. Maybe. We've got sort of. I've written a plan for chapter 5 and 6, but it's a loose plan. I don't know what's happening there yet. When I get there, we'll see. I don't know if that would be weird to literally have a guy from the community that's doing voice work for us that you can literally go and blow away. I don't know if that would be potentially making some sort of statement that I don't really want to make. So, because he's quite a nice guy. So, yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll see when we get there. When I'm working on that, because there are plans to include him again in chapter 5. So it could happen.
So yeah, there you go.
What about his hair? Will that make an appearance?
Oh, we'd have to get a modeler for that, surely. We might be able to figure something out.
So Nathan asks, are there going to be secrets in the game?
Yeah, I guess there are.
There's definitely one Easter egg / secret that we're definitely going to add somehow, somewhere. When some of you who are more frequent around here will know what that is.
Yes, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh, that one.
Okay. Scoutimus Prime asks, do you have plans for a Half-Life Opposing Force 2 mod? I don't know, Brad. Do you have plans to make a completely separate and huge project after this one that's to do with Opposing Force?
I think after this project, I need a break.
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to say
we're
no.
working on an Opposing Force 2 mod. You're not taking a break, Breadman. We're going to have to make a ton of new assets.
It's happening. Oh my god. We don't have any...
Entropy Zero already an Opposing Force 2 mod, and
it kind of is in a sense.
It's kind
you do play as the bad guy.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Half-Life 2 equivalent of that, I guess. You can look at it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there's already somebody making an Opposing Force 2 mod anyway.
Yeah, that's happening.
I'm going to answer this question because it's already been answered, so I'll just reiterate it. Elephant's Doing Crack asks, can we still bring Wilson with us? And the answer is yes. We're planning on allowing you to bring Wilson with you. It's just not implemented yet because, as we said previously, we're going to finish the chapters first, then go back and inject Willie.
We're going to inject Willie into the experience. Sounds terrible. Why do we call him Will? I love it. It's great.
Why are you asking this now?
I know, it's a bit late, isn't it? I mean, we've done all the lines, all the voice acting has been done. It's one of those things. I wonder if that's going to affect the rating of the mod, you know.
Just I can't believe they called this character Willie. What a terrible joke.
Well, his real name's Wilson, so that's just his nickname.
People call me Willie. Do you remember the original line that we had that I actually cut because I thought it was too much? Where you go in and he's like, oh, you could call me Willie, and Bad Cop goes, nice to meet you, dick. I thought it was too much. But
that was so funny.
Oh, it was so... my fucking eyeballs fell out. I was laughing so hard.
I can just imagine Bad Cop imagining himself to be so hilariously funny with that terrible
Fucking awful
joke.
joke. I got some good news. I've just found the deployment map.
Hey, nice.
So I'm
Give.
I'm compiling it quickly. There you go, it's compiled. I'm going to chuck it in and we'll just run through it quickly on stream. And then also, hang on.
Do you want me to pause the Q&A for now, or do you want to go through it?
Keep going Q&A. We'll wrap up with it. We'll do like
Okay.
we'll do like a wrap around.
Wrap around, Willie.
Oh, fucking hell.
Okay, anyway, Betoko asks, you're going to change the model for the bull squid? And we just did.
Yeah, it's new. But I think there's a lot of things. You've got to remember, this is all alpha.
Everything is subject to change.
Everything that you're seeing is subject to change. Like, we're not, like, saying about anything at the minute that it's like, oh, this is going to stay or whatever. Everything is alpha right now. Everything.
Everything. Even me.
You know, even
I do
Trivy
think
is
that-
alpha.
They could just swap me out for an entirely different guy at some point. You never know.
To be fair, I think it's unlikely that the bull squid model will change again.
I don't think
Kralik
the
just
model will
updated
change.
it. But it's always there's always a possibility, with everything.
Oh, actually saying that, he was going to experiment with fur. So,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and this is what I mean when I say it's alpha, it's like, think of this as like a proof of concept of what the mod's going to be. When you're looking at the gameplay, this is like a proof of concept. We like to do a lot of polishing because you're sort of front loading the work, so it saves us time later on. So we do a lot of detail and everything. But yeah, it's all alpha.
Yeah. So yeah, even so, you could come on down the line, but like Trivy, we're letting you go. We're replacing you with Brivy.
Brivy, we found this guy, Brivy, right? And he's the guy for beta. Like, fucking hell, man. He sounds exactly like you, Trivy. It's uncanny. In fact, I think
Oh god, that's
he
bringing me back to an episode of Toast of London. Have you watched that?
I haven't. No, I don't know.
With Matt Berry. Oh, he's like he does like voice acting on the side. He's an actor, and they get this dwarf to replace him that sounds exactly like him.
I was going to say, like, we could use Brivy, and I think we could find a guy like Brivy. He uses the same compression that you use, and he'll sound exactly the same, and we won't rewrite any of the lines. But,
Yep, that's what's going to happen.
Yep.
Beta.
Brivy.
Let's see. More questions. Martian Films asks, will snow stepping sounds be added? Do we not already have
We
them?
already have them. I think
We already have them.
it's probably hard
Actually-
to hear over the stream background and noise that we've got, but they are in there.
I
There was
also just
one-
answered him as well. So.
Oh yeah, shit! I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah.
Got tunnel
Sorry.
vision.
One is we wanted to add them to Easy 1, but none of the materials in the game are actually of the material type snow because they're always blended with concrete or dirt or
That's
something.
right. Yeah.
So they don't appear in Easy 1 at all, but there are snow stepping sounds for Easy 2.
Yeah.
There you go. Lassie Helen asks, is it possible for me to make Finnish captions? And I think this feeds into the bigger question, when will we look into captioning for foreign languages? And that will be at the end of development,
Yeah.
I think.
That is such a massive job. Like Entropy 1, when I did the captions for that, oh my god, like, fuck. That was huge. So I'm kind of dreading it for Entropy 2, to be honest. And that, like you said, Trivy, that'll happen after it's released, I think.
Yeah, because...
I mean, unless you want like an extra 6 months wait until we release the mod and we do it all with the languages, that's how long it's going to take.
Yeah, so post-release thing.
Definitely. And just, I say that because if you compare Entropy 1's captions to the amount, I mean, Bad Cop, we got so many lines for Bad Cop.
Oh, yeah.
So much talking.
There's
in this
249 lines for Bad Cop currently.
What? Oh, shit, man. What? Can't believe I'm doing this for free.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not even done.
Willie has 84 lines, so it's like you've got to translate all of them like into captions. It's insane. insane
Just chuck them
amount of
through
work.
Google Translate.
Yeah,
We'll be
just
all
check.
good.
Yeah. Google Translate.
Yeah, Google Translate.
It gets even worse when you consider in-game text. So there's some things that are in plain English
They
in the
are.
maps that need to be turned into
Materials.
text keys that can be translated.
Yeah.
What am I thinking about? When it tells you to place a slam in chapter
Oh
1,
yeah.
map
HUD
3,
hints.
or in Easy 1 when it says stealth is advised. I think that might actually be a game text, so that can't be
That's
translated.
just a game text.
There's
That
lots
was
of
a
HUD
lazy
hints that'll
fix.
pop up.
Yeah.
Like there's the HUD hint for the slam, like telling you how to use it. There's a HUD hint telling you to place one. There's other HUD hints later on. Those all need to be translated too. And like the menus, like when we add things like deployments, that will need to be translated as well. So yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, it's one of those never-ending jobs. We'll have to face that, and that's a big. It's like when I did it for Entropy 01, I thought it would be no problem. I'll get some people from the community to sort of help, like I did with a lot of the stuff with Entropy 01. But no, that it was just massive. It was huge. What's up, Breadwife? She's being attacked by the cat. So, yeah, what was the question? It was about finished subs, was it?
Yes. So I think it's just a case of wait until after Easy 2 is released, and we'll put out an announcement calling for people to translate, so you can contact us then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Big Bay Gamer asks, did you ever try to do an Entropy Zero multiplayer game? I think people are like grossly overestimating how much free time you have.
Oh, we spoke about this countless times. Like, my biggest dream, like, is I want fucking Gaben to walk through my front door and be like, here's a fucking license, go make this dream game. I wanted to do like a Rainbow Six kind of game with Combine and Rebels, but this is, you gotta understand, this is like one of those Reddit posts where somebody says, I've got this great idea for a mod. And it's like, it's not gonna fucking happen. It's massive. I would love to do something like that, you know. Rebels versus Combine, you know, you could do essentially, it'd be like deployments but multiplayer.
Yeah,
We talked about
it'd be
this in
amazing,
depth,
but
didn't we?
not enough free time.
It would have to become a day job, like, to even scratch the surface of what that could be. And
So everybody donate to Breadman's Patreon and fund the next game.
give me $1 million, I'll open a studio and then we'll make it.
And he'll hire us all.
Exactly, because that's what it's
Sounds
going to
good to
take.
me.
You know,
Just drop out of school, go work for Breadman.
if this was like Gold Source, it'd be a bit different, but for Source, it's just going to be an absolute mammoth.
Oh.
My god. All of the UI is going to need its own fucking team. Like, oh my god. You know what I mean? It's just, oh my god. It's massive. Massive. But yeah, we thought about it. Single player is our jam.
It's a
for
pipe
now.
dream.
Pipe dream, absolutely. Someday.
When we're all
Nathan-
retired.
Yep.
Nathan Samodi asks, I'm sorry, I probably didn't pronounce that correctly, but he asks, what does Breadman think about the Zen beta?
Do you know what? I haven't played it because I don't want it spoiled.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm waiting until it's finished.
But I've got mad respect for those guys. Like, I just love them. And I always go on rants about Black Mesa, how much I love those guys, because you gotta, right, the year is 2003. I'm sat on Half-Life2.net in my fucking bedroom in my parents' house, and I'm looking at these guys, and they're like, we're gonna make Half-Life 1 in the Half-Life 2 engine, and I'm like flaming them, like 16-year-old me flaming these guys. Not even that, how old would I have been? I would have been 13. Being like, you fucking trying to make a mod for a game that hasn't even come out yet. They fucking did it. You know? Some of those guys, I think, were there from the very start. I think they're still there now, working on BMS. I think that's fucking amazing. So, yeah, I'm really
It
excited.
is insane how long they've actually stayed together
It's
and
just
worked on it.
crazy. Like, so, and the dedication that they've managed to do that, like, before they had the engine, they were making the assets for the mod. Whether those assets that they made back then are in it anymore, I don't know, but they were doing the work back then, and that blew my mind. That you know, so in terms of the Zen stuff, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to play beta. I kind of just want to wait for them to do it, and then I'm just going to play the whole thing through. It's going to be good.
Cool. Do we want to cut the questions here because you want to show off the training map a bit?
We could do. Have we got any more questions? Is it all?
There are some more questions.
Let's do a
I think
couple
we
more
should.
questions, and then
Yeah.
we can, yeah.
Let's see if there are any good ones. Dr. Bedlam asks, will Wilson gain the ability to shoot bullets?
I don't know.
Well, he's a pacifist.
Oh no, absolutely. I forgot about that. He is a pacifist. He says that obviously in that bit
Man,
that we
I
have.
really like animals.
Yeah, there it is. He loves animals. Like.
Don't know about those human guys, but
And that's kind of like, that's a really cool idea. Like, because Bad Cop's gonna be killing bull squids in Chapter 4, we could probably have a context response for that. Like, Willie sees him murder a bull squid, and it's just like, don't kill the animals, I don't know.
Especially because like the two bull squids at the beginning of chapter 4 are like almost like a breeding pair. Like they seem like they're like mates or something.
Yeah,
The ones in the cave.
I feel super bad about like blowing them away.
Yeah, they might even have like baby
There
squids.
might be
or
baby
something.
squids somewhere, exactly. Mama's just going out to get some dinner, and then Bad Cop shows up with the fucking Spaz 12. It's kind of like Bambi turned up to like 1,000,000. Oh my god. I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna name one of those bull squids Bambi. If we ever put baby squids in, we're doing it.
I definitely haven't researched that.
Yeah, I know.
It's certainly not something I was thinking about
And big
like
fucking,
2 days ago.
big fucking squids, like massive squids. We definitely haven't tried that. Did you tell guys about that one up? Just show them.
No, I haven't shared anything about it.
Because
I made a really big squid.
he did make a big squid, and shall I get that picture actually and put
Yeah,
it on
sure.
the stream? Hang on, I'll put it on the stream. One up made a big squid. Do you know what was so funny? I was at work when I saw that image, and I had it on my phone, and I the first time I saw it, I looked at it, and I was just like, oh, that's really cool. Like it's the Arctic bull squid, and then I looked at it again. I was like, hang on a second. Squid is fucking massive. Holy shit.
I was
Just while you find that, I want to just clear something up because I see a couple of questions on it. Entropy 02 will be on Steam. It will be its own separate game. It's not going to be an update to Entropy 01. It will be its own install in Steam.
It will, yeah, indeedy, and it'll be free and all that. It's always going to be free. Entropy 0 is a free thing. There you go, there's Big Squid.
Hey, Jesus.
I know, right? He's fucking. That would scare the dick out of me, honestly. Because they're pretty spooky as it is, like when they sort of charge you.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like apex predators. They hide, they ambush. They're just sort of looking for food. So I've become really fascinated by their code. Like it's very simple, but it's like they have such a defined purpose of like they're just supposed to be these predators that run around and hunt. Was that a Gonark?
No, that was my cat.
Yep.
Oh,
Totally.
Sorry. It did sound like a goat. Holy shit, this cat fucking Half-Lifes. Right.
If we need new sounds for something like that, you can just record your cat.
I could just record him. That's a great idea.
Just get Douglas. He'll be alright.
Yeah. So
Right, do you want to do one more question and then
one more
show
question,
the
because
training
I'm
map?
going to have to disappear in a minute. So and then I'll show off. We'll still do the deployment thing. It's very, very, very short.
Okay, I think I have. I have one. Okay, I'll choose one question that's I think's good. So, if you were to play on easy, would the soldiers be weaker? So, basically, does the difficulty level affect how good your allies are?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
And that's asked by Evil Boy.
It doesn't. I don't think it changes anything yet, does it?
So there's a global modifier to damage done by NPCs, and I believe that will actually affect Actually, I don't know, because that's a question about it's the same way it is in base Half-Life 2. I'm not sure if damage by one NPC against another NPC is affected by the damage modifier. I assumed that it was, but I might be wrong about that. I don't know. It's a good question, but I believe that actually they will do less damage on easier modes, but I could be wrong.
That's interesting. We'll have to experiment with that. Because I didn't even think about that.
I know that the damage the player receives is handled differently than the damage that NPCs do with guns, like the way it's modified by difficulty. I would have to look more carefully about how that's actually applied, but it hasn't been changed from the way it's handled in Half-Life 2 and other Source games.
Yeah, let's have a look at that. So, did we want to have a look at this deployment thing? I mean, this is short. I mean, when I say short, this is going to be like a minute before the map.
A minute is actually pretty long for a map if you think about it.
Yeah, it's true. Let's have a look. I shall
Let's
load it up.
Yep, apologies to anybody's questions that didn't get answered.
Oh, God,
We'll just have to hold them in for next time.
Hold them in. That's it, hold them in. We need to do a Bad Cop Q&A again. How
Yeah.
about that? Okay, here we go.
As I said, I don't know what other questions are to be asked of him. He got asked so many strange things.
I think it was great though. Like it
It
really
was
sort of
great.
built his kind of. Sometimes when I'm writing, I'll go back to the Q&A and see what he
Oh,
said.
really?
Yeah, just to try and get like a bit of.
I'm bringing him to life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trivy, I just realised, Trivy, you're going to be asked by that one guy to do that ooh bad cop line.
And you think Bad Cop would do that? I don't think so.
I think he'd sooner stick the gun in his mouth.
And pull the trigger.
Yeah. Okay, are we ready for the deployment?
I'm ready!
I'm ready. Ready, willing, and fully enabled. Here we go. Please forgive the cat that's probably going to meow in the background.
Damn.
Jesus Christ, it just gets fucking yeeted in there.
I'm wondering if this map is broken.
You probably have missing sounds.
I probably
for your
do
file.
because it's been so long
Check-
since I tested.
Yeah, check the console says failed
Yeah.
to load sound.
Oh, shit.
Because that's under evaluation. It's under its own folder. That's why.
Is the
That's
door
so-
just on a timer, or is it gonna...
The door will finish when it will open when the conversation is finished. This is what I mean.
Sorry,
See,
can't.
it's been so long. There we go. It's been so long since I've used this map that I'm going to have to fix all of this stuff. But here we go. Essentially, Bad Cop is told, like, if he fails, he's going to be killed. He has to pass within a certain threshold, and you're evaluated on the tests depending on how fast you can get through them. And the advisor responds accordingly. So if you're really, really quick, he'll be like, oh, you know, well done, and if not, he'll basically call you like a meat bag or something.
This is gonna be such a great map, dude.
It's going to be great. I can't wait to finish it. And it's really, it's kind of like a small map. That's what I like about it. It's not like this massive project. Like, whenever I'm building things for Entropy 02, I'm just thinking about how it's this massive thing, whereas this is kind of like a standalone thing. I'm going to have to update the... What it is, actually, it's because the Entropy 0 client that I've got at the minute obviously is public. All of the captions and stuff are in the non-public, which are on my other hard drive, which I need to get.
If we're gonna do the whole private public beta thing so that we can have people testing the version 4, it'd be worth sorting that out when you're doing that.
Yeah. So when I said the map is small, this is as far as I got with it so far. So yeah.
That's less than a minute. I feel like I've been gypped.
But yeah, but it's he says things like the advisor basically ranks you depending on how fast you do it, and at the end you get an outcome depending on how well you did. But the whole idea is, whatever happens, bag hop is initiated and into civil protection.
Man, what if it sets your difficulty level depending on how well you did?
Ooh, that's fucking sexy. That is. Because you could chuck
But
it.
of course, it'll be optional. So like,
Yeah.
hey, we think you're a blur, but you can change it if you want.
We think you should play on bad cop or whatever, and then we should do fucking hardcore. We should put Entropy 0 hardcore in. If you die, that's it.
Oh, Iron Man mode.
Iron Man mode, yeah. Nightmare.
Just wipes your save.
Welcome to the world. Yeah. But yeah, so essentially, the setting is. Oh my god! Come on, I'm getting really tired. It's City 17. It's the summertime. My plan was to actually get you outside as well, so you would see the Citadel and you would see the city.
Oh, it's gonna be
firing
good.
range. It'd be great. It's just nice to see City 17 in a different season. But yeah. I think what the plan is, I'm going to finish the map that I'm doing for Chapter 4. I'll do the Chapter 3 sort of fixes that we need to do, really. And then I'm going to work on this before progressing with Entropy 0 to Chapter 5, because this will take me a couple of weeks, hopefully. It's nice!
And then we can release version 4. Yay!
I'm really annoyed that I haven't got the captions and stuff, because it's really cool. The advisor basically says a bunch of stuff, but at the same time it's kind of good because it's not spoiling it, and it's really cool. So yeah.
There you go. There you have it.
That's all, folks. Yeah. I think we're good. I think that's it. Was there anything else that we needed to mention tonight?
I should just double check the itinerary.
I got my cats on my desk.
Nope. I think you're good.
Good boy. That's everything, is it?
That is everything.
Well, fantastic.
I need to go make dinner.
You haven't had your dinner yet.
No, I haven't. I had a very late lunch and a very big lunch, so I'm like, ugh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I guess you can guess what I had for lunch though.
What do you have for lunch? Pasta.
Tuna pasta, yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. Well, I just want to say thanks for everyone for coming out tonight. And thanks, guys, for being here and working on this mod. Everyone's really excited about it, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it picking up again when your work dies down a bit.
Yeah, it might be a little while, but yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Things.
If it gets delayed, Flame Breadman's workplace, send them hate mail.
No, but I'm not going to delay the mod. I just think things might be a little bit slower. But then saying that, I've managed to build like pretty much half of the third map of Chapter 4 in like the last 2 weeks, so it'll be alright. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
But what about
Don't
it?
worry about it.
Forget about it. Forget about
Forget
it.
about it. Alright. I shall end the stream.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I don't know when we'll stream next. We've got a heck of a lot of work to do, so we'll see. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.